Hello and welcome. I am Scarperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server with our brute Quintessence lass, who is 12th level, has 22,000 XP earned, 4,000 to go to get to a level 13 in our next set of enhancement slots. And I thought I would show you our base. We are in a supergroup now I created called the Shield of Dawn. This was actually a guild I was in another game. I liked the name, so I decided to keep it. And so we're in this guild. We haven't earned any prestige yet, but we will start earning prestige. We're in supergroup mode, but I didn't change the costume. The colors of the guild are red and yellow because it's dawn, you know, red sky, yellow sun, all of that. But but I don't want her colors to be red and yellow, so she's in supergroup mode, but I didn't turn the costume on. So we're in the base. There's not a lot to see here. Because you can't really do anything yet. We only have like 20,000, had 20,000 prestige, and we've spent, let's see, 7,000 of it. We're going to need 100,000 or so to get to a room that'll hold a couple of salvage racks, but we're going to need that eventually. Right now we have 45 already salvage earned out of 155. So this is basically the logic of this is sort of she's got her own lab, right? She's a physicist, so we've got some physics stuff over here, little storage containers with some stuff for her. She's got some dark matter or whatever in there. I don't know. And then over here she's got her computer, and she's a grad student, so she's got to work on her computer, and she's got all of her books and her journal articles in here and whatever. And she got an old globe. I thought that would just add some charm to it. You got a photocopier, and she got a little cot. She can sack out here if she's in the middle of work and doesn't have time to go back to her grad dorm. And so I think it's pretty cool. That's we're just kind of what we're getting started on with the base, and eventually we'll add to it. Just gonna have salvage racks and maybe an enhancement table to hold on to things, just like I did with Nightmare Last. As we saw with Nightmare Last, it won't be possible to do much more than that because you can only earn about 500,000 to 600,000 prestige in an entire run to level 50, and we're not going to be farming it or doing any of that kind of nonsense. So we are getting ready to finish up the Shauna Stockwell story arc, and then we're going to go back to the Hollows. So let's head to King's Row because that's where the mission will be. We don't need to actually talk to her technically because we have the telephone number for her, but she's right next to the train station, so we may as well talk to her in person. I've been getting a little lag loading zones today. I'm not sure what's going on. I thought I was going to crash on the way into the super base. Happens sometimes in super bases, but it usually doesn't happen going from zone to zone. So, finale. Death by truckload. That guy Juan snapped a photo. Of is one of the Lords of Death. Dude goes by the name Chernobog. I looked his name up online. Apparently, it's the name of some Slavic god of darkness or something. Real cheery dude. Anyway, according to Emily and Juan, Chernobog left right before you arrived because the shipment we've been hearing about had come in early. Quintessence last Emily told me that shipment is a truckload of Superidine. If it gets onto the streets, King's Row will be flooded with the stuff. Alright. So we're going to go get it. So we're going to have to go beat up Chernobog. I'm not going to read all that stuff because we've seen that before, so we know what the story is. Investigate this place means go beat him up. I've got all the inspirations I think we're going to need. I've beaten this guy before without DOs, so I should be able to beat him with DOs, fully enhanced at level 12, all +3. So we should have no problem with him, but we'll see. I always find ways to screw up, as you know if you've been watching this channel. I always find new and different creative ways to screw up. I shouldn't screw this one up because I've done this mission enough times that I do remember it enough, but we'll see. And we're now, I think, done with this business of gaining multiple levels or even one level per episode. That won't be happening any longer, I believe. So nice having that third attack. Let's see if we can get these guys in the radius of Sands. There we go. And then try to get both of these guys in the radius of Dark Melee, but we missed once. Take her out, and take him out. There we go. Nice Fury build up there. Yellow cons take a couple of extra swings, and therefore build up a little bit more Fury as they punch you and you punch them. And I use punch metaphorically because we're punching, but often they are not. That's an axe. You can see that it reduced my defense. There we go. Get 2 of them. Let's see if we can get 2 more. There we go. Ah, we missed him. That's alright. I love how solid it sounds when this power set connects. Just a really loud thunk, and it kind of echoes. It's like you didn't just hit him, you punch him like Superman punches somebody. It's a really nice solid hit. I like it. You know, I always used to be bummed back in live that they did this really solid, awesome punching power set for Dark, right? And that you know, I didn't always want the Dark special effects. Sometimes I wanted to just like punch like Superman, and I used to wish that they would let you do this without the dark effects. Of course, now I think you could probably take the dark effects off and go minimal effects if you really wanted, but it's still doing like negative. I really wanted Super Strength to sound and feel like Dark Melee. Instead, Super Strength, you make these huge wind-ups, and you get these what really look like lame punches that don't seem to do anything to anybody because you're a tanker and it's smashing. And I've always found that really frustrating about Super Strength. I wanted Super Strength to play more like Dark Melee plays, just in terms of the speed of it and the solidity of how solid the punches feel. And I was always really bummed out that Dark Melee's punches feel really solid, even though they're only half physical and half sort of metaphysical, non-physical, whatever you want to call it, mystical, dark energy. But Super Strength is all physical, and it just always felt like you were winding up really hard and then stopping just as you hit them and pulling your punch, or like just tapping them. That's just kind of how it felt. And I was always super disappointed in that. I thought I was going to get her in the radius. Let's try to get her in Sans Immune. There we go. And I think the animations too they're quicker, and they're sort of a lot. Not obviously, Shadow Maul isn't because it's a dot. It's a damage over time, but the punches are just quicker. They're like really just belting the person. Whereas with Super Strength, you get this huge wind up, and then you punch them in the stomach, and they just kind of go and wince a little bit and don't do anything. And it just, I don't know, the jab and the uppercut or whatever always just seem very unimpressive looking to me. Whereas Dark Melee's, the animations look so much more impressive. And I used to think, geez, just give me the animations and sound effects without the visuals in Super Strength from Dark Melee, and I'll be super happy. And I remember taking Air Superiority for Liberty last when I first took her. I took Air Superiority and Flurry to try and because I thought Flurry was what Shadow Maul is, and Flurry is super disappointing because it doesn't even look like it's contacting. And Air Superiority is just you just kind of do an overhead and swing down, and when you hit people, they just kind of like flip in the air and then land, and it just looks almost like it almost looks like you're tickling them. It doesn't even look like it's doing anything, and it doesn't do that much damage either because it's a pool power. So yeah, I was always super disappointed with the hand-to-hand melee animations that were available like to tankers and stuff. And I always felt like even Brawl had a better animation to it than Jab and Punch and Haymaker from the Tanker set. I never liked that. I never liked those animations. Now they have alternate animations. Some of them are quite nice. Yeah, because even like Knockout Blow wasn't that great. But now they have better animations for it. And one of the reasons I always liked martial arts so much was because of how solid the kicks were. It always felt like you were really kicking the crap out of things. There was the really loud, pow, pow, pow from the kicking, and then just the way, like there was a little flash when you'd hit them, like almost like a muzzle flash from a gun when you connect, and there was just a really solid feel to how you connected, and I always liked that. All right, now I think we're about to walk into Chernobog's room here, so we got to get ready to go, but we will not fire our inspirations until we get through the cutscene. And there it is. Let's see if we can take this guy out one and done. With a couple of defense inspirations, plus the already 15 or 16 defense we have, should put us up to about 35, 40. That should bring him down to about a 30% to hit. That should be enough to save our hash. If necessary, we can add more. So now he's threatening us. Look at that thing. I love that giant uber weapon. And here he comes. He's a red elite boss. We don't want him to hit. We can try to get the minions caught in our AoE here. Unfortunately, our Fury's up pretty high, so we're doing extra damage. And we have 56% defense, which should be pretty good. We can afford now to go more for the accuracy. Look at that, 3 accuracies and a can hit. The minions are floored, so they're not going to be able to hit me. I can't believe I'm missing this guy when I have all that accuracy buff. And we got him. And they're all running away now. Man, we crushed him. Took about a minute because the inspirations are just fading. This one's still up, but yeah, it took about a minute and 10 seconds, 15 seconds to get him, which is awesome. So we crushed him. Kicked his butt. That's probably the easiest I've had. Now, of course, I knew exactly what was coming when I fought him, which is not true when I fought him as Silver Phoenix. I'm not sure. I might have lost him the first time as Silver Phoenix. I don't remember. No, I don't think so, because she wasn't defeated until she was like 32nd level for the first time. Alright. Man, we got almost all the way to 13th level with that. She says, I can't believe it. You did it. You stopped the Suburdian shipment and arrested one of the Lords of Death. Quintessence last. I don't know how I or anyone in Kings Row could ever thank you. I mean, the skulls are going to be looking for some payback. I don't know if I could ever live knowing that I was being... What? I don't know if I could ever live knowing that I was being hunted. Oh, meaning me. But I guess that's what makes you a hero, huh? New contact. Eagle Eye. Yeah, I'm not really interested in his story arc, so we're going to sort of ignore him. We're going to go back to Julius the Troll. And I don't know if he's got missions for us, or if he's just going to hand us off to the last guy, whose name is Flux or something, I think. But... Or maybe not Flux. I can't remember who the next guy is. But we'll wander back to the train station and yeah, we don't have any enhancements that we need to worry about. We'll sell them at the tech store at some point. Won't worry about that right now. Yeah, guys, so I'm pretty happy. This character is performing exceptionally well. She is just kicking butt. I know that a lot of my friends who were Scrapper players and really enjoyed Scrappers when Brutes became playable as heroes and stuff. They started just being like, screw that, I'm going to play Brutes. Brutes are awesome. They get a little bit better defense than Scrappers, and they get slightly weaker attacks. And their attack start, I think, a little below Scrappers, and they don't get the crits. But when that Fury builds up, man, you can do massive damage. And the mechanic of the Fury build-up is so nice because it basically encourages you to be in the equivalent of Scrapper Lock. Now, I'm going to do that anyway, but the Fury rewards you for doing it, which is so awesome. I just love it. Super cool. And by the way, I'm really enjoying the dark combat jump. I've never actually bothered coloring combat or super jump before. I always just leave it because I kind of like them, and that's just sort of the traditional look to them, and I like the way they look. But I am super jazzed that I was able to color it, and now it looks like she's like hopping on dark energy all over the place. This is really cool. I'm so pleased with this character. I love this concept. I've never before, I think I've said this before, I've never before really come up with a concept that I really liked for Dark Melee. I think it was a Dark Melee Super Reflexes Scrapper at one point, called Night Osprey, who had wings and stuff. But I just never felt it. Like, I didn't know why she had Dark Melee other than I liked the animations. This character, because I went into it knowing that I wanted to make Dark Melee ahead of time and thinking about it for quite some time, I think I came up with a concept that I really enjoy. So he introduces to the Mystic, yes, Tal Shak the Mystic, and now Tal Shak will give us some new missions. And I believe this is the end of the Hollows storyline. So we need to do this now in the next couple levels, so let's get that done. We do have our radio as well, if we want that. Can't use it in the Hollows, I don't think. If you want to do repeatable missions in the Hollows, you go to Meg Mason. And the reason I didn't go to her is I don't think she has a story arc. I'm pretty sure when I was playing Liberty last, I tried to get a story arc from her, and I was frustrated because I thought she gave one and she doesn't, and I kept trying to get a story arc and she didn't give me one, and then I looked it up and found out she's just doing repeatable missions. I'm pretty sure that's true. Alright, so Talshak says, greetings Quintessence lass. I am Talshak the Mystic, and I am older than I look. Okay? I've watched your exploits in the Hollows for some time, Quintessence lass. Yes, I know everything that goes on in the Hollows, almost everything that is. I have not yet been able to locate the mighty gateway that calls to all of magic blood, but rest assured I will. The only thing standing in my way is the cursed infestation of evildoers. At the moment, the greatest threat is the trolls continuing tunneling. Will you defeat some members that show them? So let's just go defeat 10 trolls. I really wish they wouldn't do these. You would think that by the time they got into this that they had sort of better ideas than just defeat 10 random guys on the street. But, oh well. Let's go beat up some yellows and oranges. And that was fortuitous, because I wasn't even trying to line them up. Fortuitous. That reminds me of a friend I used to play Champions with, who fortuitous was just a word that he liked to use a lot. He often talked about things being fortuitous or not very fortuitous. And not a word that most of the other people I was friends with used much, but he always used it. I was trying to get this guy in the AoE and I triggered everything the wrong way. There we go. That's what I like to see. Get tons of XP for beating up orange guys. Now there's a red boss over here. We don't want to get, or a red lieutenant. I don't think we want to get into him. Well, we can beat him last. Well, let's do him last. This would be the coup de grace. We'll beat up all these guys and then take him out. So I am gonna pull. Because I just don't want the lieutenant coming over. He is a red lieutenant, so he's going to be rough. But we should be able to do him with no problem. We're going to probably need our inspirations, but that's okay. Our endurance is holding up alright with the endurance reducers. Looks pretty good. We're going to have trouble when we get a third defense toggle in, and we're definitely going to need to finish triple slotting stamina. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, so we're going to finish this out by taking out the guard ward here. We'll go ahead and take our inspirations, and now we're going to beat the crap out of him. Oh, you know what? I want to come in here. If he knocks me back, I don't want him to knock me all the way down, and then I got to come back up to get him. Yeah, he's no problem at all. Yeah, I was thinking more red boss. Red lieutenant's no problem. Reminds me of when they used to say, and I've told this story, they used to say on the COH forums when I was like just starting level 10 or 11 that you should be able to go and take out red cons no problem as a scrapper. And I was like, and I tried it and I got my butt kicked. Well, we just did a red con as a brute, and it's not much different from doing it as a scrapper. You just got to know what you're doing. And when you're just starting the game, you generally don't. Alright, he says, excellent. Trolls have felt your might, and they might have become afraid. Quintessence less, I believe you can do great things for the Hollows. Yeah, I've already done great things for the Hollows. Heart of the Hollows, he says, if you are willing to help, I have urgent work for you. The Trolls have been using a pair of local caves as storehouses for their Superdine shipments. If you could infiltrate their warrens and destroy the Superdine, that would put quite a crimp in the Trolls' drug dealings. Yep. We can do that. No problem there. Well, let's see now. Where are we in terms of time? How are we doing on time? 22 minutes. Alright, so this will be our last mission. This is my second episode of the day. I've been filming like 2 or 3 episodes a day with this, so you guys are way behind me in terms of, by the time you're watching this, I'm going to probably be 20th level with this character. I'm just having way too much fun. I don't want to, always play brutes and scrappers and or tanker. I don't want to always play melee. I want to play the other archetypes, but I just don't find the other archetypes to be as enjoyable as melee and brute and scrapper, especially stalker. Those are my bread and butter. I've said this many times. It was fun playing a mastermind, but it's just not my comfort zone. This is my comfort zone. This is what I live for in City of Heroes. And especially that, taking both guys out in a melee cone is just awesome. Alright, so we gotta destroy 4 stashes. Well, I just took out a red guard board, so I'm not afraid of an orange, buddy. Oh, sorry, I'm playing around with my inspirations to put them where I want them. That should take him out. There we go. Man, we're almost 13th level already. Okay, so minion first. Oops. Can we get them both? Yep, we got 2 of them. Thinking about the powers that are coming, I definitely want to get another attack, and obviously we got to get the next defense toggle. So one of the possibilities was to get a thing that like makes the enemy cower in fear. The other one was to get Siphon Life, which does damage and then heals us. I think it's sort of a no-brainer. I want Siphon Life. I'm not interested in making them cower. Like, I don't care about the mez that much at this point. I really rather... Oh, I should have... Oh, good, we deflected. I was going to say I should have used the range attack there. I think we definitely want to do Siphon Life next, because that'll let us heal. Dark Consumption is obviously going to be pretty cool, right? This is a PB AoE, so it's another AoE. Soul Drain is another AoE, so we get some nice AoEs here. And Midnight Grasp. We definitely want all those. We want Siphon Life. I don't think we need Touch of Fear early. Just like we don't need Taunt early. We're going to get them eventually, but I think I'm going to prioritize Energy Protection and then Energy Cloak, which is Stealth. And we'll see how well that does, and maybe we'll need Invisibility, and maybe we won't. Energy Drain ups our Endurance and Defense. That looks like it's an instant. I'm not sure, probably. Energize. Oh, that's an Endurance discount. That is awesome. And then Overload is our, like, Panic Power. So I think, you know, Touch of Fear is going to go down the priority list. We're going to get it, but it's not at the top of my list. And then I don't know what we're going to do for epic powers. I mean, you know, we're way, way ahead of the game to think about that. Right? Because first we have to, you know, gain another 30 levels or so. Let's try to get both of these guys. There we go. I think with Siphon Life and these 3 powers, single origin enhanced, with recharge, we should be okay on our attack chain, I think. Where's that recharge bonus coming from? I don't have any. Is it this toggle? Ah, it's the toggle, I guess. Okay. I'd forgotten about that. Alright, so now I gotta be a little careful here. Because there are a lot of guys. Let's pull this lieutenant, it's fine. He'll bring a couple of minions with him, but no big deal. And then we'll beat them up. Yeah, so in terms of recharge, once we get single origin rechargers on these things, I think with the 4 powers we should have a pretty close attack chain. It's just that, you know, fear is fine, but I want to do damage. I really shouldn't be fighting these guys on the slope. It's a real pain. But you can see we're pretty close to a closed attack chain as it is. One of the reasons for that, by the way, is the long animation time of Shadow Maul. While you're doing that one, these guys recharge pretty quickly. These are the last 2 things we're looking for. Let's see if we can get several of them. Oh, we got all 3 of them in that. I wish it was Shadow Maul and not the generic, the Sansa Mew, because Shadow Maul does more damage, but that's alright. And there goes the Guardvord. And we've leveled up, guys. We are 13th level. That is awesome. Okay. ranged. Oh, I probably didn't need to do that because these things can't really hit us or hurt us at this point because we have these buffs. So we'll just blow it up. Okay, so now we need to defeat the base leader and his men. So somewhere in here is going to be the boss. And a couple of his guards. Maybe in here. That's a guard board, but I don't see any bosses in here. So let's try the other way. Note those guys all would have been yellows. Nope. What are we missing? Oh. This way. Those guys all would have been yellows with an orange lieutenant if we had not leveled up. Which is, you know, fine. We can obviously handle that as well. And there's the boss. Sadly, these guys are not +1 to the mission. So they're going to be super easy. The boss probably won't be super easy, but the blue cons all will be. Yeah, you can see our attack chain is looking pretty good, actually. Like, for that, I didn't need to throw in a single one of the generic powers. And now I'm just burning the oranges because I really want purples and I want some heals. So I'm perfectly happy to burn them. And there's a clue. Okay, so he's making me miss a lot, so we'll go for a yellow inspiration. That should allow us to hit. And that thing knocks back everybody. And we've completed the mission, and now we've got a clue. That didn't really tell us anything, did it? Oh, there it is. Okay, clue. So we found Aga means R. Day by day I understand more of the igneous. So this is again the igneous creatures. The rock creatures. So we need to bust the second base, which is a shame because it means that that mission will stay level 12. But we're going to level up and end this episode, and we'll bust the second base next time. So guys, I hope you've been enjoying the Brute. I'm very much doing so. I think that this character is awesome. You know, one thing I really like about the shadow jump that I've got going on here is that in daylight against a light background, it generally looks purple, but at night or against a darker background, it looks kind of black, which is pretty cool. I've been pretty happy with all of the visuals for this character. Well, I'm always happy with the visuals in this game. I think they're amazing. I love the graphics. I love the visual style. I think it still holds up. It's still a great looking game. I mean, yeah, it's not going to hold up to super zoom in, you know, like this. But even there, it actually looks pretty good. It's just that they don't, like, curved structures don't look as good because they're not anti-aliased as well, but all the straight line stuff looks great. So we train up to another level. So let's take a look at this thing. This is an unenhanceable recharge bonus. The rest of it is just hold protection, so we don't need to slot that. But this is resistance we need to slot. So let's put one on that and put another one on Shadow Maul. Did I screw up? I did. I still need to do stamina. Somebody remind me, 15th level, we've got to finish stamina. Worst case scenario, we can finish it at level 21, but I'd rather finish it before that. So we're level 13, and things are going really well. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have. Until next time, I am Scrapper Lock, and this has been City of Heroes on the Rebirth server.